Hi there, welcome back. This is part 2 of how to use Live Classroom. First, we are going to talk about recording setting for Mac users. If you are not Mac users, you can skip this part. So for Mac users, when you log in your Live Classroom account, please don't forget to change your setting for recording. So first, you click this setting and then go for System Settings. And then File Management. Please remember to choose Classroom Window instead of Desktop, and then Software Sound instead of System Sound, so that there won't be any mistakes for recording. Then let's go for Record the Classroom. So once you enter the classroom, you will see all these icons here on the right top. Live Classroom will not begin the recording automatically until 3 minutes after the teacher enters the classroom. So when you enter the class and you're ready for the class, please click the recording button here so that the whole procedure of your class will be recorded. We don't want any lag of your lesson, so please remember to always click this record button once you enter the classroom. And then when you click this record button here, will be a window pop up. So it's just some details of your record qualities. Then you should always remember to choose this start recording to give the permission. And then you can start your class. Then let's talk about teacher's video frame. So you could place your mouse on the video frame. You will see the yellow icon below. But right now we are in the Blackboard editor, so I'm not physically with any real student, so the icon below will be different. But if you can just drag your cursor to all these icons, there will be English translation for these functions. So you could see clearly what they are useful for. And the yellow one is when you drag your video frame to the background. Let's try. So to the Blackboard, and after you click this button, so the yellow one, all frames will be back at once. But this function is not suggested to use because it's quite troublesome, so you could just ignore this function. Well, we firstly designed this just for the greeting part with your student. So once you enter the classroom, what you could do is drag their video frame. So their video frame will be just next to yours. And then you can drag their video frame to the Blackboard with yours together. And then you will have a bigger vision with each other. And after the greeting part, you can click this yellow button to reset. But I don't suggest you to do so, but it's just the initial design purpose for this function. And when you drag your cursor for the student's video frame, because as I said, this is Blackboard editor, so I don't have any student next to me. So if you are in the real class, then your student video frame will be just next to yours. And when you place your mouse on the video frame of your student, you can see two icons. One is crown, so which means when you click this, you will authorize your student to use the toolbars here, but we will never allow you to use this authorization to normal students only during the training session. So because the students are not trained to use all these toolbars, so it's actually difficult for them to catch up, and also young kids will just play with all these functions, then the whole class pace will be delayed because of that. So never use this crown to your students. But the trophy is a function as the encouragement and reward. So you could click it and then give a trophy to encourage your students, and it's a good way to have good interaction with your real student. And then let's talk about all these features on the toolbars. So first is the choose and drag things on Blackboard. So you could use the first arrow, and then you can drag or move anything you want on the Blackboard, just like this. You could also erase things on the Blackboard by clicking trash can. So let's try to draw something first, and then use this arrow here to drag, and then also to trash it, delete it. So if you want to delete all the things on the Blackboard, you should use Control plus N for Windows, and also Command and N for Mac users. So let's try. Because I'm Windows user, so I will use Control N to delete everything. So it's disappeared, so it's quite easy. But if you have any useful information on the Blackboard, don't use this function at all. And also, one more tip for these two arrows. So while you use this one, the first one, and also the second one, the student will never see your arrows or your cursors from their side. So if you want to use arrows or like highlight functions, you should always go for paintbrush or the laser pointer here. We are going to talk about this later. So then let's talk about the paintbrush. So you could click this, and then you will see there are some different sizes of circles and also different colors shown here. So they're just showing the thickness of line and the color of the line that you want to draw. So you can paint on the Blackboard. So right now I'm using the thinnest line and with yellow color. And if you want to draw a thicker line, you should choose the bigger circle, and then maybe a different color to draw a different one. And you could always press Shift and left click on your mouse to draw lines if you want to underline something from the lesson plan. Let's try. Oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong button. So Shift and left click. See, that's how it works. So then let's talk about the type function. So this T here means type. So you could choose the size and the colors just by those numbers and different colors. So 14 right now is a smallest words that you could have for this typing function. But it's totally fine for the students because they can see anything on the Blackboard. And if you want to take more notes, I suggest you to stick with 14 instead of other size of the letters. So if you want to re-edit a previously written text box in Live Classroom, you will need to use the select function and double click. Then you can keep typing in the same box again. So let's try. Select function and then double click. It works. And please remember anywhere you click randomly will start a beginning or the initial letter of the typing and also the paint brush. So the screenshot function is also not useful at all. So you can check this lesson plan by yourself and practice by yourself. Oh, check these guidebook by yourself, but this is not useful during the class, so you can just ignore this function. And then the laser pointer function. So please remember, if you click on this laser pointer here, you can point anywhere you want to attract your students' attention. But on our side, so on your side is green, and on the student side they will see red dot instead, so that it's a highlighting function. And because this laser pointer is not used as like paintbrush, so you cannot make any marks using laser pointer. It's just a highlight for the direction that you want your student to be focused on. So I suggest you to use paintbrush instead of laser pointer, because for the paintbrush, the students are able to see your cursor, and also you can make marks during their speech and also on the lesson plan. And then is the chat box, which is quite useful. So this chatting room, both teacher and student can leave message here. So let's say if you have problem listening to your student, or you have poor connection, and or she have difficulty understanding you, and also you don't understand her, then you could just type messages here saying like, can you hear me? Or could you repeat what you said just now? Or could you type what you said previously? And if they are not capable of saying some particular word, then they can type in Chinese, and then we have translate function for this chatting room. So you just what you need to do is quite simple. It's just right click of their message or your message, and then click translate. But we only have this for Chinese to English, but still it's useful, and they can just copy paste what you have typed in the chatting room, and then they can translate the meaning. But if they type in Chinese, you could just directly use this to translate their message. Next one is quite useful when you search for your lesson plans. They are all in authorized resources. Because I'm recording my screen right now, so even if I open Cloud Disk from my side, you are not able to see this. So let's just focus on the PowerPoint here. So when you click your Cloud Disk, you will see authorized resources, but the page won't be just like this. So when you click on your authorized resources, there will be only one field named in Chinese. You could click that one file, and then there will be 4 files from the one file. Then if the title is start with Winning English, which means that are all the teaching material that we use for this English program. So there will be 2 folds in total. One is Winning English demo class materials, and another is Winning English formal class teaching plans. So formal class teaching plans are for regular classes, and demo class materials are for demo classes. Normally, you will just need to use formal class teaching plans. So if you can just click the file named formal class teaching plans, you will see 2 folds under this file. So one is ADV, another is teen. So ADV for adult students and teen for teenagers. And there will be separately 9 levels for these 2 groups of students, and you can open the lesson plans ahead in the classroom with a given topic name. So the topic name usually will be ADV level what, and then the exact number, and you can find the file according to the name given. And then if you want to upload any useful material that you want to do as a supplement for the given lesson plan, you could just click My Cloud Disk in the middle, and then you should upload your file. You can see your uploaded files on My Cloud Disk and copy or move your own materials. So if you want to upload any useful information, you could just check the underneath part of the My Cloud Disk. So if you can see your Cloud Disk and then you choose My Cloud Disk, and you could see on the left bottom there will be a green button saying upload. So you could choose upload to upload anything that you think is useful for the class. And beside it, there's a create button there. So create is for you if you want to create a file regarding to your Cloud Disk. And there are some also useful teaching tools from the toolbox. So the first one is a timer. So if you want to control class time, you could use this timer as a good tool. But if you are in the real class, we have already had a timer setting up on the top of the class. So you could see if you enter the classroom, and then there will be a timer saying like started how long, and then if you only have 3 or 5 minutes left for the class, it will be saying like how long you left for the class. You could just use this timer as a limitation of your time management. But this timer here is useful when you want to set a time for the student to think over and respond to your questions maybe. So let's say you ask your student to think about the question for 2 minutes and then to answer directly. Then you could set up this timer for him or her to prepare for the question. And then you could click start, and when time is over, it'll be alarming. Then you could ask the student to respond. And there's another useful tool is this dice. So you could play dice game with your student. So what you could do is you could number the words from the vocabulary part, let's say from 1 to 6, and then you could have a dice by your side on the blackboard, and you can throw these dice just by click it, and then you can ask your student to make sentences based on the numbered word. And this save word file is not so useful, but you could still use it to save your blackboard writing. So when you need to fill in your class reports after the class, it will be quite useful. But I suggest you just take a screenshot or like take a picture of your whole blackboard writing, so that it will be easier and quicker for you to find out what you should write for the class report. And also you could copy and paste your blackboard writing just into the Word document. And there are some cautions. So first, please don't uninstall Live Classroom client. Otherwise, you cannot trigger Live Classroom via Colon website. Second, please make sure you are not still in a previous Live Classroom when a second Live Classroom starts, in case enter the live stream cannot trigger the correct classroom. So the way you exit the classroom is you can just click this cross on the right top of your classroom window so that to close the classroom. And this one here is to windowing your classroom, which means you can minimize and drag your classroom window to any place you think is suitable for you. And this is just minimized to that you will not see this on your desktop. And this is about setting, but you don't need to adjust it here because you have already adjusted everything before you enter the live classroom. Please make sure you don't open live classroom before a live classroom class, in case enter the live stream cannot trigger the classroom and will remind you to re-download the software instead. You can see enter the live stream option in green color 1 hour before a class on Coolen website. If you click it between 1 hour to 20 minutes before a class, you can enter LC client to upload teaching materials, but still cannot enter the classroom. When it is 20 minutes before a class, you can enter classroom by clicking the button. Your student can enter into the classroom 10 minutes before a class. Please put on your earphones during class in case students hear echo. So if you have any tech issue during the class, the recording might be interrupted because of that. So once you re-enter the classroom, you need to record the class procedure again. If students cannot hear or see you, please check your mic or camera settings. Please don't choose disabled. Plugging in and out earphones, network reconnection, and leaving and re-entering the classroom may lead to recording interruptions. If it happens, please click to record again. As long as the TV icon is the upper right corner is flashing in red, it is being recorded. In the course of class, if the recording is interrupted, you should check your equipment, like camera or microphone, then click the button of recording again. For Mac users, please kindly note, live classroom records a whole desktop, like the picture shown below, shown here. Please be advised to change your setting in live classroom. When the class time is over, you and students can still stay in the classroom for 20 more minutes, but once you leave the classroom after class, you cannot re-enter it again. For example, if your class is from 10 to 10:30, you can stay in the classroom till 10:50, but if you leave it during 10:30 to 10:50, you cannot enter it again. The reason why we set up delayed duration for the classroom is that if the student, let's say, is late for the class for 10 minutes or something, then you don't have other classes coming after that one. So you can give the student extra 10 minutes to make up for his lost. And also sometimes you will be delayed for the whole class, let's say maybe 3 to 5 minutes. That's why we have this function here. Thank you for listening. Hope you understand how to use live classroom for now, and I will explain more during the training session.